last week's Nebraska Power Farming Show, we talked with Nygren about how growers can keep better tabs on their moisture levels with the Ag Water Management Network.
The main benefit is just to get something they can use to get a better idea of when to water their fields. Too many times we hear about irrigators that just turn on the pivot when the neighbor's going. So just giving them some tools to get some more information out there of what's really going on in the field.
How does it work? What's all going into it?
Okay, there's really two tools that we use. The first one is the ET gauge, to kind of give us an idea of how much water the crop is using. A lot of times we talk about ET or evapotranspiration. That gauge just tells us how much water is going through the crop each season. The other tool we use is a watermark sensor. That gives us what's going on beneath the ground. Instead of just kicking the ground and thinking it's dry, we know what's going on 1 foot, 2 foot, and 3 foot deep.
In a year like this where it was so dry, what did the people using this find? How did it help them? It
helped them. A lot of them, they saw the driest numbers they'd ever seen, and they still, at the end of the season, found that they did get pretty good yields. So the sensors kind of helped them. Maybe they waited a little bit longer early in the season. Maybe they saved some of that water to when they really needed it later on in the season.
Logistically, you're using the numbers then and plugging them into a spreadsheet or reading off a spreadsheet to then determine between what, soil and air, how much water is lost?
Basically, we can plug them into a spreadsheet. Some people just use a simple chart. We also have an app that you can use now. But basically looking at, how much water do I have left in the profile, and then based on that, how much did the crop use this last week too. So if I can replace what the crop used last week, I'm going to stay at a pretty steady rate throughout the season.
What's the background behind this network, Aaron? When did it start?
Network got started in 2005 in the Upper Big Blue NRD. They partnered with UNL Extension. Swat Ermach was really the one who got this started.
What were you looking to accomplish then? Because commodity prices weren't as high as they are now.
Biggest thing then was to save some energy costs, also save some water. Our groundwater is a limited resource, so if we can save a little bit for future generations, that's always an important thing to do.
What have you seen so far? What are the average savings that farmers are experiencing?
On average, when we've surveyed farmers, they've said they've seen savings of around 2 inches per acre throughout the season. So if we can save that much water each season, that is quite a bit of energy and cost savings.
The cost to it is what, and is there any share here with the Natural Resource District or anything like that?
A lot of the NRDs across the state do cost share on these. A lot of them do a 50% cost share. Basic cost, each of the watermark sensors is about $35 a piece. So you'll need about 3 of those per field. Then we need a handheld reader, which is about $250, and then an ET gauge is about $225.
Tell me about the Crop Water app that you now have that maybe makes it a little bit easier for people to actually see the numbers.
Nice thing with the app, which is available for iPhone and then also iPad right now. Some people are visual, so this will actually go back and give them a chart. They can look back at a graph for each week of seeing what that water content is doing. If you're interested in learning more about the Nebraska Ag Water Management Network, we'll link to their website on the Market Journal homepage.